The rain pounded against the window of our cramped Brooklyn apartment like it was trying to break in, mirroring the storm raging inside me. I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the text message from my mother. "When are you bringing home a nice boy? Your father and I worry about you being alone in that city." But alone was the last thing I felt, especially after what happened last night with Sarah, my straight-as-an-arrow roommate who just shattered every boundary we'd carefully built over the past year. It started innocently enough, or so I told myself. Sarah and I met through a Craigslist ad when I first moved to New York for my entry-level job at a publishing house. She was the bubbly Midwestern transplant with a marketing degree, all smiles and endless energy, while I was the quiet one from a conservative Southern family, hiding my sexuality like a dirty secret. We clicked instantly: movie nights, late-night talks about dreams and heartbreaks. But Sarah had this flirty edge, the kind straight girls sometimes wield without realizing the damage. She'd wink at me across the kitchen table, call me gorgeous when I got dressed up, or drape her arm around my shoulders during Netflix binges. I laughed it off, buried my growing crush deep down, because she had a boyfriend back home, even if their long-distance thing was on rocky ground. Last night, though, the flirting turned into something else. We'd been drinking cheap wine after a brutal week, me venting about my boss's passive-aggressive emails, her complaining about her stalled career. The conversation shifted to relationships, as it often did. "You're so lucky you're single," Sarah said, her cheeks flushed from the Merlot. "No drama, no expectations." I shrugged, avoiding her eyes. "It's not all it's cracked up to be." She leaned in closer, her breath warm against my ear. "You deserve someone who sees how amazing you are, Alex." My name on her lips felt like a spark, but I pulled back, reminding myself she was straight, engaged in that heteronormative world I could never fully enter. As the night wore on, the wine loosened inhibitions. Sarah confessed her boyfriend, Mark, had been distant, pressuring her to move back to Ohio. "He doesn't get me like you do," she whispered, her hand lingering on my knee. I froze, my heart hammering. This was the line, the one I'd drawn in my mind to protect myself. But then she kissed me, soft at first, tentative, like she was testing the waters. My world tilted. I kissed back, years of suppressed longing pouring out in that moment. It was electric, terrifying, everything I'd fantasized about but never dared hope for. We pulled apart, both breathing heavily. Sarah's eyes widened in shock, as if she'd just realized what she'd done. "Oh God, Alex, I'm sorry. I didn't mean." But she did mean it, at least in that instant. I mumbled something about it being okay, retreating to my room where I lay awake all night, replaying the kiss. By morning, the apartment felt charged with unspoken tension. Sarah avoided my gaze over coffee, muttering about needing to call Mark. I nodded, pretending normalcy, but inside a chasm had opened. How could we go back? And worse, what if my family found out? They'd already hinted at their disapproval of those lifestyles during holiday calls. The kiss wasn't just a mistake. It was a detonation, threatening to upend my carefully constructed life. Days blurred into a haze of awkward silences and forced politeness. I threw myself into work, editing manuscripts until my eyes burned, anything to avoid being home. But Sarah's presence was everywhere. The scent of her shampoo in the bathroom, her laughter echoing from phone calls. One evening, she cornered me in the living room. "We need to talk about that night." Her voice trembled, but there was a defiance in her eyes I'd never seen. I braced myself. "It was a drunken mistake, right?" I said, hoping to give her an out. She shook her head. "No. It felt real. But I'm not gay, Alex. I love Mark. Or at least I think I do." Her words hit like a punch. So it was real for her too? But she was clinging to her straight identity, her safe future. I felt a surge of anger. Why toy with me if she wasn't ready to face it? Then why kiss me? I demanded. She paced, tears welling. "Because with you I feel seen. Not like some trophy for a guy. But my family. They disown me. And society. God, the stares, the judgments." I understood that fear all too well. It had kept me in the closet for years. But hearing it from her twisted the knife. We argued, voices rising, until she stormed out, slamming the door. Alone, I called my sister, the only family member who knew about me. "What do I do?" I whispered. She sighed. "Protect your heart, Alex. Straight girls experimenting? It's a recipe for pain. Her words echoed as I scrolled through old photos of Sarah and me, laughing at a street fair. Was our friendship worth salvaging? Or had that kiss poisoned it? The internal conflict gnawed at me. Desire versus reality, hope versus heartbreak. Little did I know, this was just the beginning. Sarah's indecision would soon force choices that neither of us could take back. The next week brought more turmoil. Sarah started staying out late, avoiding home. When she was there, she'd blast music or bury herself in her laptop. I tried to act normal, but every glance felt loaded. Then one afternoon I came home early to find her on the couch crying. "Mark proposed," she said, holding up her phone with a photo of a ring. My stomach dropped. "Over the phone?" She nodded, wiping her eyes. "He wants me to move back. Start a life there." Jealousy flared, but so did pity. She looked lost, trapped between worlds. I sat beside her, careful not to touch. "What do you want?" She turned to me, her expression raw. "I don't know. That kiss. It woke something in me. But admitting it means losing everything, my family, my friends back home. They're all so traditional." I shared my own story then, the one I'd kept hidden. Coming out to my parents in college, their cold silence, the therapy sessions to rebuild. "It's not easy," I said. "But pretending is worse." She hugged me, a platonic embrace that still sent shivers down my spine. In that moment I decided to fight for her, or at least for clarity. But decisions like that come with costs, and ours were about to mount. Sarah's engagement news hung over our apartment like a fog, thickening the air with unspoken questions. I buried myself deeper in work, taking on extra projects to stay out late, but the tension followed me everywhere. Colleagues noticed my distraction, missed deadlines, zoned out meetings. "Everything okay at home?" my boss asked one day. I forced a smile. "Just roommate stuff." If only she knew the half of it. Back home, Sarah oscillated between remorse and defiance. One night she cooked dinner. A peace offering of pasta and garlic bread. We ate in silence until she broke it. I told Mark about the kiss. I choked on my wine. "What?" She met my gaze steadily. "Not everything. Just that I kissed someone. A girl." My mind raced. "Why?" She shrugged. "Guilt was eating me alive." He freaked out, called it a phase, said we need couples counseling when I move back. The word "when" stung. So she was going? "And what do you think?" I pressed. She pushed her plate away. "I think I'm scared. Of losing him, of what people will say. But mostly of what I feel for you." Her admission ignited hope, but it was laced with betrayal. She'd confessed to him, but what about us? That night we talked for hours, dissecting her feelings. "I've always been the good girl," she said. "Church every Sunday, straight A's, perfect boyfriend. But with you it's different. Freeing." I opened up too about the isolation of being gay in a family that viewed it as a sin. "My dad still prays for my healing," I confessed. "Mom sends Bible verses." Sarah listened, her hand inching toward mine. We didn't kiss again, but the intimacy was palpable, a dangerous undercurrent. The next day reality crashed in. Sarah's phone buzzed incessantly. Calls from her parents, excited about the engagement. She put on a cheerful voice, but her eyes betrayed the turmoil. "Yes, Mom, we're thrilled," she lied. After hanging up, she crumpled. "They'd never accept this. Us." The word "us" hung there unclaimed. I wanted to scream that we could fight it, but doubt crept in. Was I pushing her into something she wasn't ready for? The moral quandary twisted my gut. Was it right to pursue this, knowing the fallout? Conflict escalated when Mark flew in unannounced. I came home to find him on our couch, arm around Sarah, glaring at me like I was the enemy. "So you're the roommate," he said, his tone dripping accusation. Sarah looked miserable, caught in the crossfire. Dinner was torture. Small talk about jobs, weather, while under the table Sarah's foot brushed mine, a secret apology. After he left for his hotel, she broke down. "He suspects something. Wants me to cut ties with you." Rage boiled in me. "And you? What do you want?" She hesitated. "Time. To figure it out." But time wasn't on our side. Mark's visit stirred the pot, leading to heated arguments. One night, he showed up again, demanding Sarah pack her things. "This city's poisoning you," he yelled. I intervened, my voice steady despite the fear. She needs space. He turned on me. Stay out of it, dyke. The slur hit like a slap, but Sarah's reaction was worse. She froze, didn't defend me. Betrayal sliced deep. She chose silence to protect her facade, and in that moment I saw the cost. My dignity for her indecision. Alone later I confronted her. You let him say that. Tears streamed down her face. I'm sorry. I panicked. If I stood up, it'd confirm everything. Her apology rang hollow. We were at an impasse, her fear of societal rejection versus my need for authenticity. I started looking for new apartments, the practical step amid emotional chaos. But Sarah begged me to stay. Give me a chance to choose. Her plea tugged at me, but choices have consequences, and hers were about to force a reckoning. Weeks passed in a fragile truce. Sarah delayed her move, citing work excuses, while Mark pressured from afar. Our interactions grew charged, stolen glances, accidental touches. One evening during a power outage from a storm, we lit candles and shared stories from our pasts. I had a crush on my best friend in high school, Sarah admitted softly. But I buried it. The revelation floored me. So this wasn't new? Why bury it? She sighed. Fear. Of being different. In the flickering light, she leaned in and we kissed again, this time sober, deliberate. It was a declaration, but one shadowed by guilt. The kiss reignited everything, but dawn brought regret. Sarah pulled away, mumbling about confusion. I felt used, a safe space for her exploration while she clung to her straight life. Anger festered, leading to our first real fight. You can't have both worlds, I shouted. Me or him, decide. She fired back. It's not that simple. You don't know the pressure, family expectations, church community. They'd shun me. Her words echoed my own past struggles, but sympathy waned. We slept in separate rooms, the apartment a battlefield. External pressures mounted. My mother called, sensing something off. You sound down. Is there a boy? I deflected, but the lie weighed heavy. Meanwhile, Sarah's parents planned a visit, forcing her hand. I have to tell them about Mark, she said. But what about us? I asked. She avoided the question, opting for denial. The betrayal stung anew, her choice to maintain the status quo at my expense. In a moment of clarity, I decided to step back. I can't do this halfway, I told her. It hurts too much. Tears fell as she nodded, but her eyes pleaded for more time. Little did we know, her parents' arrival would catalyze the ultimate confrontation, pushing us toward irreversible decisions. Sarah's parents arrived like a whirlwind, all Midwestern cheer and homemade cookies, oblivious to the undercurrents. I played the gracious roommate, but their questions probed. Any special someone in your life, Alex? I mumbled about focusing on career, while Sarah beamed falsely about Mark. Dinner at a local diner was a performance, her father praising traditional values, her mother gushing over wedding plans. Sarah nodded along, but her knee pressed against mine under the table, a silent cry for help. That night, after they retired to their hotel, Sarah unraveled. I can't keep lying. We sat on the fire escape, city lights twinkling below. Then don't, I urged. But fear gripped her. They'd cut me off. Financially, emotionally. And the church? I'd be an outcast. Her vulnerability mirrored my own coming out experience, but I pushed. Living a lie is worse. Trust me. She kissed me then, desperate and raw, but pulled back. What if I'm not ready? The question hung, a moral fork. Force her awakening or let her retreat? The next day brought escalation. Her parents wanted a family outing, but Sarah begged off, claiming a headache. Alone with me, she confessed. I broke up with Mark last night. Shock rippled through me. Why? She took my hand. Because he isn't you. Joy surged, but caution tempered it. And your parents? She shrugged. One step at a time. We spent the afternoon in tentative bliss. Cooking, laughing, stealing kisses. But bliss was fleeting. Her phone rang, Mark, furious, threatening to out her to her family. Panic set in. He wouldn't, Sarah whispered, but doubt lingered. I comforted her, but inside resentment brewed. Why drag me into her mess? The ethical dilemma deepened. Was our connection worth the collateral damage? That evening, her parents returned, sensing the shift. You seem off, her mother said. Sarah deflected, but tension crackled. Dinner devolved into interrogation. Mark says you're distant. What's going on? Sarah froze, and in that moment she chose denial. Nothing. We're fine. Her eyes apologized to me, but the betrayal cut deep. She'd sacrificed our truth for their approval. Alone later I exploded. You threw us under the bus. She sobbed. I wasn't ready. Give me time. But time was a luxury we lacked. Her parents extended their stay, hovering while Mark's threats loomed. I distanced myself, spending nights at a friend's couch. The separation clarified things. I deserved more than half measures. Yet love, or whatever this was, pulled me back. Reconciliation came unexpectedly. Sarah showed up at my work, eyes red. I told them. About us. My heart stopped. What? She explained the confrontation. Her father's disappointment, mother's tears, accusations of city corruption. They'd left early, cutting contact temporarily. Relief mixed with guilt. I'm sorry, I said. She shook her head. It's the price. For freedom. We embraced, but the victory felt hollow. Her family's rejection echoed my own past wounds. As we navigated the aftermath, societal pressures amplified. Friends whispered, colleagues side-eyed. Sarah lost a job opportunity when her conservative boss learned of her lifestyle change. It's discrimination, I raged, but she shrugged it off. Part of the deal. Our relationship deepened amid the storm. Late-night talks about rebuilding. Therapy sessions for her internalized homophobia. But cracks appeared. She mourned her old life, the ease of fitting in. One night doubt surfaced. What if this is a mistake? She whispered. Hurt flared. Is that what you think? She backtracked, but the seed was planted. The moral quandary resurfaced. Had I pushed too hard? Her awakening came at a cost. Family estrangement, career setbacks. I questioned my role. Savior or enabler? High drama peaked when Mark arrived uninvited at our door. You stole her, he accused me. Sarah stood firm. No one stole me. I chose. He hurled insults, invoking God and normalcy. Neighbors peeked out, amplifying the humiliation. Sarah slammed the door but trembled after. Was it worth it? She asked. I held her. You tell me. Her silence spoke volumes. In the quiet we rebuilt tentatively. But external forces persisted. Anonymous hate mail, likely from Mark's circle. Sarah's resolve wavered, leading to another fight. Maybe I rushed this, she admitted. Betrayal stung anew. So back to straight life? She denied it, but trust fractured. I decided on space, moving out temporarily. The separation was agony, forcing self-reflection. Was love enough against societal tides? Living apart felt like amputation, raw, disorienting. I crashed with a friend in Queens, commuting longer to work, but the distance allowed clarity. Sarah texted daily. Apologies, please to return. I responded sparingly, weighing the costs. Her family's silence gnawed at her, she said, but so did our separation. I miss us, one message read. Us, the word that once thrilled now terrified. Work became my refuge, but even there ripples spread. A coworker, overhearing gossip, offered unsolicited advice. Straight girls dipping their toes? Recipe for disaster. Her words echoed my sister's warning, fueling doubt. Was Sarah's affection genuine? Or a rebellion against her upbringing? The psychological toll mounted, sleepless nights, therapy revisiting my own traumas. Coming out had cost me family bonds. Now it threatened my heart again. Sarah's persistence culminated in a surprise visit. She waited outside my temporary place, rain-soaked. I can't do this without you. We talked for hours, dissecting the mess. My parents called, she revealed. They're willing to talk, but only if I fix this. Rage boiled. Fix? Like conversion therapy. She nodded, tears mixing with rain. I told them no. Chose you. Her sacrifice hit hard, the ultimate trade-off. Family for love. We reconciled, but cautiously. Back in the apartment we set boundaries, no rushing, therapy mandatory. Society's gaze intensified. At a pride event, stares and whispers followed. Sarah flinched at first, but held my hand tighter. This is my truth, she declared. Progress, but at what price? Her career stalled. Networking events turned awkward with conservative clients. It's worth it, she insisted, but her eyes betrayed exhaustion. Internal conflicts resurfaced. One evening, over dinner, she admitted lingering doubts. What if I'm bi? Or just confused? Honesty appreciated, but it reopened wounds. Then figure it out without stringing me along, I snapped. The argument escalated, dredging up past betrayals. You let Mark insult me. You pushed me out. We slept apart, the chasm widening. Reconciliation required confrontation. We attended couples counseling, unpacking layers. Her internalized shame from religious upbringing. My trust issues from familial rejection. The therapist challenged us. What are you willing to lose? For Sarah it was normalcy, for me vulnerability. Sessions were grueling but breakthroughs came. Her calling her parents, asserting boundaries. Their response? Cautious acceptance, therapy suggested. A win but fragile. As stability grew, a new threat emerged. An old friend from Sarah's hometown visited. Lisa, devout and traditional, sensed the shift. This isn't you, she whispered to Sarah. Over coffee, Lisa cornered me. You're influencing her. It's wrong. Defensiveness rose. Love isn't wrong. But Lisa's words planted seeds in Sarah, leading to regression. Maybe she's right, Sarah mused later. What if this is a phase? Hurt turned to anger. A phase? After everything. The fight was brutal. Accusations of betrayal, doors slammed. Sarah left for a hotel, leaving me in echoes of emptiness. Reflection hit. Had our love been built on sand? The societal pressures, family, friends, norms eroded us. I considered ending it, protecting myself from further pain. But Sarah returned resolute. No more doubts. I choose us. We rebuilt stronger, advocating for each other. She joined support groups, embracing her identity. I confronted my family anew, sharing about Sarah. Responses varied, sister supportive, parents hesitant but open to dialogue. Growth came with scars but authenticity prevailed. Yet, peace was short-lived. A job offer for Sarah in Chicago, better pay, fresh start. We could move together, she suggested. But my career rooted me in New York. The choice loomed. Sacrifice dreams or part ways. Debates ensued, weighing love against ambition. I can't ask you to give up everything, I said. She countered. But I already have, for us. The decision crystallized during a walk in Central Park. Stay, she decided. We'll make it work here. Relief washed over, but I knew the trade-off. Her potential resentment. Love demanded compromises and ours piled up. As months passed, our relationship stabilized amid lingering shadows. Sarah thrived in a new job at a progressive firm, but family ties remained strained. Holiday invites conditional on no politics. We navigated carefully, attending therapy to manage resentments. My own family softened. A tentative dinner with my parents revealed guarded acceptance. We just want you happy, Mom said, though Dad's silence spoke volumes. Societal friction persisted. At a work event, a client's homophobic joke tested Sarah's resolve. She called him out, risking the account. Principles over profit, she said later, but the fallout, lost commission, stung. I admired her growth but worried about burnout. Is it always this hard? She asked one night. Often yes, I admitted. But worth it for truth. Intimacy deepened, not physically but emotionally. Shared dreams, vulnerabilities. Yet old wounds resurfaced. During an argument over finances, Sarah snapped. Sometimes I miss the simplicity of before. The words pierced. Before me. She backtracked, but damage done. Trust, once fractured, healed slowly. We recommitted, but the price was vigilance. A turning point came with a community event. A LGBT panel on family reconciliation. Sarah spoke, sharing her journey. From denial to awakening, the costs paid. Applause followed, but so did trolls online, hate messages invoking morality. Sinners, one read. She deleted them, but the toll showed in her eyes. Was coming out a mistake? She whispered. I held her. No. Hiding was. Our bond strengthened through adversity, but a final test loomed. Her brother visited, bearing an ultimatum from parents. Reconcile without the lifestyle or face disinheritance. Sarah wavered briefly, the pull of blood strong. They raised me, she said. I understood, having faced similar. Choose what's right for you. Tears fell as she decided. You are my family now. The call to her brother was heart-wrenching, goodbyes laced with pain. The aftermath brought liberation and loss. Sarah grieved but emerged stronger, volunteering at queer youth centers. I supported but internally questioned. Had my influence led to this severance? The moral ambiguity lingered. Was love selfish if it demanded such sacrifices? In quiet moments we reflected on the path. The kiss that started it, betrayals endured, awakenings achieved. I'd do it again, Sarah said. I nodded, but doubt whispered. Society's lens distorted us, heroes or villains. We pressed on, building a life amid ruins. As the story closes on our fragile piece, one question remains. In the pursuit of authentic love, is it ever truly right to upend someone's world, even if they choose it?